So you want to hit the road and be a full-time nomad. Living free, living the dream forever. Who cares if you have never camped for more than a week at a time in your life? You will travel and see the country. It will be one great big adventure. Then one day it isn't. Did you make an exit plan? You get tired of hitching and unhitching your vehicle, or of having to pack everything up every time you want to go to the grocery store. You get tired of being in unfamiliar places surrounded by strangers. You get tired of looking for water or good internet, of having limited electricity, of dealing with your RV tanks. You get tired of always being too hot or too cold, or pooping in a bucket if you're in a van. You get tired of delayed or lost mail, and of whatever you want always being in the bottom of a bin under 6 other things. Everyday tasks still have to be done, and they're harder in cramped quarters. You get tired of going to the laundromat. You can wash by hand at your site, but that can be a back-breaking job, and it's hard to keep up. You still have to haul the bedding to the laundromat. Try washing a queen-size quilt in a bucket. Your money doesn't go as far as you thought it would. Money is harder to make on the road. There is more competition for seasonal and work camping jobs than you expected, and you have to go to places you don't want to go to get them. Locals might have seen you as an interesting novelty a couple of decades ago, but now you are just one more in a parade of migrating pests looking for free stuff. If they can't make money off you, they don't want you around. Pay campgrounds in desirable areas are full and require reservations weeks or months in advance. Sometimes your rig is too old, sometimes your dog is too big or the wrong breed. Campgrounds near cities are full of partying drunks on the weekends. Campgrounds in the boonies are an hour away from town on dirt roads. Free campsites attract some scary people. They can be dangerous places, especially for solo women. Don't give me any of this "there's no difference between men and women" guff. I am a 5'6", big-boned woman. I spent 4 years in karate class sparring with both men and women. Men and women absolutely do not have the same physical abilities. Anyone who tells you they do is either a liar or an idiot, maybe both. There are few women who can physically match the average man. Those women are not common, and you are probably not one of them. You are smaller, weaker, slower. Your attacker or attackers get to pick the time and the place. A gun is only protection if you can get to it. A dog can warn you, but as Terrence Popp said in a video about his ranger school days, dogs are easy to kill. He was talking about trained military guard dogs, not your pet. I have heard of 2 incidences where tires were slashed, maybe to get the owners to leave the area, maybe to get undisturbed access to stuff while the owners made a 10-mile hike into town for help. Male or female, be aware of your surroundings. Travel in a group. Be careful who you befriend. If you are even a little leery about a place, leave. Don't show pawnable items in camp. Never ever get drunk or do drugs around people you don't know. There are predators out there. Don't do things that make you easy prey. A lot of full-timers seem to disappear from the forums after 2 to 4 years. I assume they have gone on, left full-timing, moved on to other things. Hard to tell since they're gone from the forums. By the 5th year, many are talking about a permanent site at their favorite park or their own piece of land. Maybe they'd like to build a cabin and only travel in season. They can do that if they had a financial exit plan. There are full-timers who last longer, maybe a lot longer. Maybe bad luck forced them into a van or an RV and keeps them there. Maybe their jobs keep them on the road. Maybe they're just quirky that way. These people are doing their own thing, and they're happy to let you do yours. They don't want to convert you. But there are also people who land on the road because they don't function well in normal society. There are people who went out on the road chasing the dream, and their bad decisions and impulsiveness trapped them there. They unironically tell you that they would rather have done it than lived with regret, with no apparent awareness of the things they have now given up forever because they decided to do this. There are other people on the internet, the ones who rhapsodize about how wonderful the nomadic lifestyle is, who are either making a very good living or who aspire to do so from AdSense, PayPal, Patreon, and other schemes that sell you a fantasy. They want you to buy into that fantasy so they can keep making that good living. They sneer at anyone who says the lifestyle has problems. You're a heretic if you don't want to do it forever. If you are working age, you need to think about what hitting the road, even temporarily, does to your future. At the very least, you should be debt-free, have an adequate RV or van in good condition, an emergency fund that will cover at least 2 of the worst financial setbacks you can imagine, and some sort of idea of what you will live on. Are your job skills mobile? Can you still get a good job in your field after years of being away from it? Do you have enough savings earmarked for when you want to leave the road and look for that job? What is your opportunity cost? In other words, what could you be doing or achieving that you may have to give up if you hit the road? Marriage, career, family, kids through college? Maybe full-timing could wait. If you are retired, what will you do when you want or need to leave the road, as you eventually will? Will you have good options? Or will you be stuck in an old trailer in a rundown park in an area you don't like because you sold your house, spent all your money on a big RV, and expenses were more than you thought they would be? Your house is gone, your money is gone, your RV is not nearly worth what you paid for it. Maybe a more modest RV and a more modest travel plan is better for you. Sure, you only live once, but you will probably live into your 80s. Before you listen to the social media gurus, who will cheerfully tell you to just go for it, think about why they are telling you this. The vast majority of people do leave the road. Taking time to plan for that doesn't make you a sellout or a traitor to the cause. It means you were smart enough to plan ahead to have good options. Give your future self the gift of a well-thought-out exit plan.